shout out to Max Von Priestley for bringing this to my attention.
Yeah, we've done some streams and stuff with him in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go give him a follow. He's on YouTube as well, and be sure just to support your favorite content creators and podcasts out there. Let them know, and donate to them if you can. I know they would appreciate it. But yeah, go check out Max Von Priestley on YouTube. He's a good guy, and he brought to our attention this story from Morfydd Clark. And for those that don't know, she's the actress who's playing Galadriel. And she sent out a story on Instagram that said, anyone sending hate to my black castmates, get off my page, get off the internet, and shut up.
She told them.
Now, David, I say pull Lucasfilms. This happened to Ingrid Moses, who played Reva.
Yes.
With in Obi-Wan.
Yeah, she's just trying to get ahead of it, Yeah,
it's instead of dealing with the actual criticisms, which Morfydd Clark has admitted that she hasn't read any of the books and anything like that. Yep.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
The misunderstanding that's applied here is, it just goes back to this question: is representation good? As we've stated ad nauseum, representation is good when and where it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, if you look at Squid Games, it was a good story. All Asian people.
Yeah, pretty much an entire Asian cast. There's a couple white dudes in it.
Oh, there were. I missed them then.
They were the like
bad guys,
the rich guys. Yeah. In the masks.
That's right.
Yeah. They're not in it very much, but you're right. It's a predominantly Korean cast.
Yes, and I think it's one of the things. Representation does matter to have many different types of people on the screen, but when and where it makes sense. And if you can only identify with someone based off of them looking like you, then I would encourage people, to expand your cinematography, right? Like the cinema you view.
Yeah, there you go.
The cinema you view, not cinematography, but the cinema you view, and the films and the movies and the shows. And if you're really interested in having someone that's just like you, then go to a video game, right? Because in video games, you can create someone who looks exactly like you, if it's what you want to see, whereas in film it gives you the opportunity to relate to someone that doesn't look like you. I tend to gravitate towards people who do not look like me, so I can understand what they're going through. You know what I mean? And
hang on, or get a pen and paper and start writing your own stuff.
Yes,
that's like Eric July's doing it. You know what I mean? And make your and again, this is the thing we talk about a lot. It's like the intention behind what they're doing with something like Lord of the Rings is not to tell an accurate interpretation of the story. Their goal is activism. Yes. Half the cast has already said that. You watch these things all the time. I bring up Eternals always.
Yes.
It's always about some sort of agenda in activism. We talked about it, I think, either last week or the week before. One of the women in this believes that her character is an activist.
Yes.
It's insufferable at this point.
It is. And here's the thing that we call it out because you could easily be telling folklore and fantasy from Africa that checks all the boxes that you want without, because then you don't have to craft your narrative with these boxes being at the forefront. It's it's putting the caboose in front of the train. You know what I mean? And so or from Asia or from South America, whatever, right? All these different cultures, you can go to the various different cultures and extract their folklore and tell the story, right? And it can have an all black cast, intermingled, whichever. And so this kind of LOTR denomination, not denomination. What am I talking about in algebra? Common denominator. That's it. Denominator.
I was like, I don't know, man.
Common denominator with a lot of these shows is that they revert to the racism tactic to produce marketing through that controversy, because it's something that sells, especially on social media. It's already been proven. The more you put black and white in, any of your posts on social media, at least this was true up until the 2020 elections, the more expansive, your posts hit the algorithm more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, division is what drives. We've learned this. Division's what drives the algorithm. Like, I'll sit here and just be like, didn't really like this movie, whatever. And people are like, why do you hate it?
Why do you hate me? You just, you want to see women and men suffer. You want to see, this ethnic group suffer or whatnot. And it's just, a low.
It's so stupid, dude.
What is it? Room temperature IQ?
Yeah. We're talking about entertainment. No one, and this is such a good example of how dumb a lot of this is, because it is a television show. She has not read the books. She clearly doesn't understand the fan base. All of these actors and actresses that get involved in these roles immediately just start attacking fans. And I guess they buy into this narrative that everyone that doesn't appreciate what they're doing by pushing their diversity activism, they think they're all just like hiding in the bushes with white hoods on. Like, what? Like, and like any sort of, and this is the problem, because it gets mixed up in the criticism of, okay, I didn't like the show. It's not there's like inaccuracies, or even if dude, if you and I were to put out a review and we were not to mention the ethnicity or the sex of any character in the show, and we were going about this solely from how does it work as a story? How does it work as world building? Do we believe that the actors and actresses are playing their roles in a believable way? We stayed away from all of the
buzz stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff that constantly, there would still be someone or a group of people that they would find some sort of way to weave that into the conversation. And and people are obsessed. They're absolutely obsessed with this stuff. And it's so, I'm kind of sick of it. For the most part, I'm sick of it constantly being shoved down our throats by the entertainment industry, where it's in the irony of the entertainment industry being the ones that are trying to tell us this, when it's your industry is the one that you're saying is having all these problems. You and I sitting in our rooms can't do anything about it.
Not only that, David, not only is it their industry that's having all these problems, right? It's also, when we looked at the Oscars with Will Smith and Chris Rock, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, did anyone come to his defense? No.
I honestly don't remember.
No one did anything. Everyone just sat in the room.
Yeah.
So all this grandstanding,
that was also the first completely black Oscars, as far as the people behind the scenes. It was completely run that way. And so I always thought that was kind of interesting too. It's it hasn't happened ever since, and then all of a sudden this controversy shows up,
which sucks. And so this other idea that we talked about with Reva when we were talking about her and the whole Obi-Wan controversy is that it's the internet. Everybody receives criticism. I think I told you my wife had commented on one of our TikToks, and someone commented her and said something horrific back. The reality is that the internet exposes the bad part of humanity, because people can hide behind a keyboard. Everybody gets hate. You and I get hate, terrible things that people say to us.
People are more willing to be edgy when they know that there's no real consequence for it.
There's no cost to it.